deep in the jungle of Belize, so dense that much of the ancient city remained hidden beneath the canopy. This is where our story starts. A husband and wife team has been digging here for 40 years, studying the city, its people, its political history. Arlen and Diane Chase, married since 1975. Some couples travel the world together. These two chose the jungle as their shared life's work. These two dig through jungle dirt together. For 4 decades, same site. A career built as a partnership. And in 2025, they finally found something extraordinary. The tomb of a king whose name was already known. Let me tell you what Caracol actually is. Right now, in the jungles of Belize, there is a pyramid called Kana. It rises over 140 feet. Even today, it is one of the tallest buildings in the entire country. Built without modern engineering, without machines. At its peak, around 650 AD, Caracol was home to more than 100,000 people. It covered 75 square miles. Roads, causeways, markets, advanced agriculture. This was not a small settlement. This was a Maya superpower. In 1986, the Chases found an inscription describing something nobody expected. Caracol had defeated Tikal, the most famous Maya city of all. Caracol was not in Tikal's shadow, like historians once assumed. Caracol was a military power that nobody had given proper credit to. Here's what most people get wrong about this story. The founder of Caracol's dynasty already had a name. Te K'ab Chaak, known from Maya inscriptions for years. What nobody had ever found was where he was buried. A name with no resting place, a king with no tomb. The Chases had excavated this site since 1985. Trenches, tombs, inscriptions, decades of patient, careful work. The name existed in the historical record. The body did not. For 40 years, that gap remained open. 2025. The Chases deliberately returned to a trench they had first opened in 1993. A planned excavation, not an accident. They went back with a purpose. To dig slightly deeper than they had 3 decades earlier. The walls were coated in a red mineral called cinnabar. In Maya culture, this color strongly signaled the highest possible status: royalty. Arlen Chase looked inside and said, "You're dealing with some of the highest royalty when things get covered in cinnabar." Inside, a mosaic jade death mask. The only one of its kind ever documented at Caracol. 3 sets of jade ear flares. Finding even one set is rare in Maya archaeology. Finding 3 together had never happened before at this site. 11 pottery vessels, carved bone tubes, Pacific spondylus shells traded from hundreds of miles away. This was not an ordinary burial. This was someone who mattered immensely. Every object in that chamber said so. The remains told their own story. A man, advanced age at death, about 5'7", no teeth remaining. He had lived a long life and had been buried with extraordinary royal honors. One pottery vessel showed a ruler holding a spear, receiving offerings from figures representing deities. Another showed Chua, the Maya god of traders. Symbols like these, combined with the tomb's location and context, helped researchers piece together who this man likely was. His name, Te K'ab Chaak, meant roughly tree branch rain god, known from inscriptions elsewhere at the site for years. What the tomb confirmed was the archaeological context. The burial that matched the man behind the name? He took the throne in 331 AD and founded a dynasty that would rule Caracol for over 460 years. 460 years. The dynasty he founded would see Caracol rise, defeat Te K'ab, dominate the region, and eventually decline. Now here is where the story gets genuinely strange. 1,200 kilometers away, in what is now central Mexico, there was another massive city, Teotihuacan, even bigger than Caracol, one of the largest cities in the entire ancient world. Nearby, in a separate cremation burial, the Chases excavated back in 2010, not inside the king's own tomb. They found something unexpected. Green obsidian blades from Pachuca, Mexico, hundreds of miles from where this man ruled. And Atlatl spear thrower points typical of Teotihuacan warriors, found near Caracol, 1,200 kilometers from their origin. With no roads connecting these regions, no wheeled vehicles, no horses, just human feet, rivers, and trade networks we are only beginning to understand. This pushes back the timeline of contact between these two civilizations by decades. Maya elites may have adopted symbols from central Mexico far earlier than anyone believed. Not everyone agrees on what this means. Was this evidence of actual Teotihuacan people living among the Maya? Or Maya elites simply borrowing foreign symbols to boost their own power? The Chases call the relationship complicated. Other archaeologists call key parts of it unproven. Annabelle Ford, an archaeologist at UC Santa Barbara, was blunt about it. She said much of the connection is not falsifiable. Real science includes real disagreement, and this discovery has plenty of it. The tomb's context and identification were laid out in a detailed 2025 field report. Dating and cross-referencing with other inscriptions were already used to support the identification. Ancient DNA and stable isotope testing are still ongoing. In August 2025, the Chases presented their findings at the Santa Fe Institute to other Maya specialists, to the people most likely to push back. That is how real archaeology gets tested. Slowly, carefully, in front of people who know exactly where to look for mistakes. Caracol thrived for centuries. Then, like so many Maya cities, it began to decline. By 900 AD, it was largely abandoned. The same pattern researchers have found across the Maya world. Build, flourish, then collapse. The jungle reclaimed Cana, reclaimed the plazas, reclaimed the roads 1 century at a time. For over 1,000 years, the resting place of one of the Maya world's most powerful dynasty founders lay unidentified, underground, waiting. Archaeology magazine named this discovery one of the top 10 finds of the entire year 2025. Diane Chase said it best. We found the first person in the dynasty. In itself, in terms of the history of Caracol, this is huge. 40 years of deliberate, careful work. And in one trench, reopened on purpose. Everything connected. Cana still stands. 140 feet of stone rising above the jungle canopy. Built by a dynasty whose first king had a name all along. What had been missing was finally his grave. There's still more to find here. The Chases are not finished. Other tombs. Other questions still unanswered. Other connections to cities 1,000 miles away waiting to be proven. Caracol has been keeping secrets for over 1,000 years. It is not done yet. Future field seasons will dig further, test new theories, maybe even find the tombs of kings who came after him. Somewhere under that green canopy, more chambers are waiting. More kings. More questions about how connected the ancient world really was. And the next discovery, the next name finally matched to a grave, might already be sitting under the dirt, waiting to be found.